3K is to have a good construction general contractor give you a bid for what needs to happen to that house. And then that way, when you have a buyer interested in the house and they just look at it and they're like, oh, it's not, it's not up to my liking, you could get, as a listing agent, you could propose, hey, if you are qualified with an FHA loan, then you could actually get a 2 or 3K loan, getting 50,000, 100,000 to do whatever you want to this house. As long as you're not moving walls, you're just doing renovations. And now you have a solid buyer. I definitely specialize in the 2 or 3K. So if you have any questions on that, I also wanted to let you know when is the good time for someone to buy a house? Is always. As we know, back in 1997, the interest rates were about 6%, 6.25 or whatever, right about what it is now. 1997, our rates were around the same. So we know that sales prices are higher, but we also know that many people need to buy a house. We never know what the circumstance of someone is. A lot of people always need to sell their houses. We know that there's a lot of equity in houses. So we know that there's a lot of people that need to sell houses, and we know a lot of people need to buy houses. We just need to be the ones that need to educate the different buyers why they should be buying now. We know that we can make money. We know that we all have probably made a good amount of money in this industry, and not only for just selling them or basically we can make the equity that is with these houses. In the year 2000, I bought a house and then I sold it in 2023, making over 200,000 on that house. So now is the time for buyers and sellers if they want to sell. There's a lot of equity out there. So I just wanted to give you guys like a little boost, like just keep going, because there's a lot of buyers and a lot of sellers. Also wanted to give you guys, I definitely have some realtor cheat sheets. I am with a big coaching company that gives me tons of information. I would love to get it out in your hands. One of the cheat sheets is basically percentage down, like all the different loans and what the percentages are down. How much is the max seller concessions for those different loans? What's the max gift? Not that you guys need to know totally everything, but it is, you guys, the more knowledge power you guys have as real estate agents, the more better you're going to be with accepting someone's offer, looking at that contract, how much they have for the selling closing cost, and then also the FICO scores that are needed for different loans. And then the other thing, I have a cheat sheet on the 24 best ways to generate real estate leads for you guys today in 2024. And then the third one is 17 tips on first-time home buyers. So I just want to educate you guys, bring you guys really good tips on today's market, and let you guys know, once again, it's the best time to buy or sell.
Gabriella, thank you so much for that. If you get me those sheets, I will add them in the mastermind and we'll send this out to our entire network of dream chasers. Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. We're going to invite you to come back and continue to share all that wisdom and knowledge. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, team. Quote of the day. Let me get a motivator to read the quote and then we'll move on. It's perfect for today's conversation about innovation. Mauricio, why don't you read it for us, brother?
Okay, quote of the day. If I had asked the public what they wanted, they would have said a faster horse. Who
All
said
right.
this quote or why?
Thank you for that. And Conrad jumped on it immediately. Henry Ford quote. Love that. Henry Ford quote. Right? You guys get it, right? Faster horses, cars, Henry Ford, innovation, forward thinking, disruption, all of what we're going to be talking about today. So absolutely love that, Mauricio. You're the man. Thank you for reading that for us this morning.
Thank you for the opportunity.
All right, team. Before we announce our special guest today, we had to take a moment to highlight one of our very own agents, Miss Sydney Hathaway. Has been nominated for Rookie of the Year, hundreds of nominations for 2024. And there were actually these 5 here were rookie finalists at eXp, and Sydney out of Oklahoma, one of our dream chasers, made the list. Sydney, just want to publicly congratulate you, my friend, for your outstanding work this year.
Thank you so much, Joe. I appreciate it. I was a little starstruck when I got the notification, but we made it. So all the hard work is paying off.
I love that, my friend. So really quick, share with us a golden nugget on this year. What has just like elevated you and like you put your head down, you put in the work, and now you're being like recognized, not just in this company, but in the real estate industry. What do you attribute that that acknowledgement to?
Yeah, honestly, I would have to say there's so much I could say about this organization and these amazing people. And honestly, y'all, if you're new or just starting out, listen to what these top producing agents are telling you. Like, I cannot contribute most of my success enough to Dream Chasers and Joe and Will, who answered calls and assisted and guided and just continued to push me forward and be my biggest cheerleaders, and just putting my head down, treating this like a 9-to-5 job and putting in the work. And just listening to what the people who have gone before me have told me to do and doing it. So, and I also have to shout out Mr. Claremont for, helping me become Miss Oklahoma City, because that's been a game changer as well. So
I love it. Standing on the shoulders of giants is exactly what we're all doing, Sydney. And I mean, it's a tribute to your personal hard work and dedication to your craft as well. So we salute you, my friend. Congratulations.
thank you so much.
All right, let's give her a big round of applause in the chat, guys. Let's show her some love. Follow her on social. If you don't, you're missing out. Capture what she's doing because she's crushing it. Crushing it. Whoa, what happened to our pic? Can you guys see our picture? Or you guys see a dark screen there? All right, I'm going to stop sharing, but let me introduce you. We are going to fire off with our special guest. Let me tell you a little bit about our Chief Innovative Officer, Seth. Thank you for joining us on the call, by the way, this morning, sir. Appreciate you.
Pleasure to be here.
Absolutely. Team, if you guys haven't had a chance to be in at eXpCon or in an environment with Seth, let me tell you about him. He is the Chief Innovative Officer at our company. Him and his team are exploring and emerging technology nonstop. They're constantly looking for opportunities to apply them and empower us as agents at eXp. He's been involved in real estate since his first days after college, both as an agent, a broker owner, and then later he fully committed on the tech side as a founder of a neighborhood recommendation technology startup company. After that company was acquired, Seth went on and acted as the chief technology officer of 2 other real estate tech companies, while also building custom software for a number of industry well-known companies. Later, Seth solo founded a VC-backed startup called Curb Call, which was an Inman Innovator Award and RealG Ford finalist. And after that, too, was acquired, he worked as the Chief Technology Officer for that company that acquired it, going back out into his own virtual Chief Technology Officer and eventually finding his way to eXp. Seth lives in San Diego with his beautiful wife and 6-year-old son, and a very bad golden doodle.
That's the worst, man.
Seth, thank you so much, my brother, for joining us on this call. We are so excited. Our Dream Chaser community leads with everything innovation and forward thinking. So this call is timely, and we're thankful for your time.
I'm really psyched to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah.
I just made you co-host. The floor is yours, sir.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, yeah, super, super pumped to be here with you all today. I'm going to just get my screen share going here, and then we'll jump into it. Everybody seen these slides and like a billion tabs open? Okay. Awesome. I was hoping it wouldn't show all the tabs. What are you going to do? Anyway, like I said, a pleasure to be here with y'all. This is such an awesome group to join. Even just the few minutes extra I was here, I was getting pumped up. So this is fun. This is fun. So yeah, just gonna run through a little bit of what we're up to here at eXp. I've been the Chief Innovation Officer here for 2 or 3 or 4 months now. Time's kind of flying. But I've been at eXp for a little over 5.5 years. And yeah, as you just heard, that I've been in the real estate industry my like entire life basically. So this is a fun one. This is like the job I think I was born for. Get to mix looking forward and on all the fun innovation stuff and the emerging technology with the business that I know and love, really the only business that I know. So it's a real win. So yeah, I thought we'd just kind of like take a look at some stuff that has just come out in case you've missed it, in the last few months. And then we'll also take a little bit of a look ahead, and just feel free to jump in with questions, and we'll do some Q&A at the end. But if you see anything, that you want to ask about right here on the screen, just jump on in. We'll just have some fun here. So the first thing is, I think most of you have heard of my eXp, but just in case you missed it, because there's a lot of action happening right now in our business. But the team released my eXp 3.0. This came from the core technology group here at eXp, and I just thought I would highlight it here because it's a lot of innovation behind this. So my eXp is kind of your center of everything when you're interacting with eXp these days. So it started out a couple of years ago as mostly like a little peek inside what your next rev share check is going to be, what your last one was, kind of basically what you see here on the screen. That was kind of it. But the new 3.0 version takes it just way beyond that now. So really detailed insights into your cap status, your icon status, what's going on with your production and your rev share. So it sort of mixes all that stuff together. Plus there's some cool call outs to upcoming trainings and different things happening here at eXp. So you're really kind of connected to the business. Huge, gigantic release here in the 3.0 version, but that's kind of not where they're stopping. We have a whole team that just works on this full time, constantly meeting with agents, getting the feedback on what they need, what they like, what else is happening with other brokerages around, around the industry, what we need to add. So constantly moving, a lot of new stuff coming out. And then, yeah, quite a bit here. We'll take a look at some other screenshots, but this is a really cool one. So it's out now. The 3.0 version came out for the US agents, and then the next will be Canada agents, actually in the very near future, and then the rest of the world after that. But here's kind of a look at it. My eXp is available as a native app, right? So you can get it from the app stores for your Android or your iPhone, or you can just access it, on the web. This is a look at the web view right now. This is the dashboard. You can kind of see, you get sort of pulled into the My eXp ecosystem now when you first join eXp. So you start getting this really nice kind of on-ramp, because as we know, an engaged agent, an agent that feels connected with eXp, much more likely to succeed and find their permanent home here at eXp. So for the sort of for what that's worth, just onboarding is something we're always working on and tweaking at eXp, like any brokerage, but really at eXp, since it was sort of the first of its kind, in the virtual cloud-based world. This is just something that's getting better and better. So my eXp is a big part of that. Really kind of, you see this, this kind of main section over here, helps you get plugged in, I guess is that. So then over on the right, you've got the new productivity center. They call it My Productivity. And that mixes both your GCI and your rev share now. So that used to only be just rev share information with previous versions of My eXp. Now you get a pretty cool deep insight into everything. Your cap status, as you can see, your GCI units, volume, and then a little rev share here. And you can click into each one of these, and then over on the left side, there's the My Earnings section, which takes you into, I'll show you what that looks like in a sec. That takes you into a much more robust view of even more detail about all the earnings you've got going here at eXp. There's pretty cool training integration as well. There's so much training at eXp. It's something that's quite honestly probably impossible to fully keep up with unless you have a tool like this. There's just so much. There's the regular training, there's the master classes now, and so on and so forth. So there's kind of a great unified calendar now that you can view just by clicking there. And you can register from right in here, and this is kind of upcoming stuff that would apply to you. And then down here you see this join to get on the fast track, and then up here you see this healthcare banner. Those are things that rotate all the time as new exciting things are happening or are timely. Like there'll be more EXPCon stuff here as we continue through the run up to that big event. And that's sort of, again, just stuff that you will want to know about that we can kind of surface for you here in right in the app, which is a pretty cool thing. So here, let me move onward here. This is acting a little weird. Let's see if we get through it. The presentation thing is acting a little weird, but we're all good. So this is, like I mentioned, you can click into any of these things on the left side. This is the organization one. So for those that are in the attraction world, this is a really cool new feature. So you can obviously you can see for yourself all the different tiles that are here. Your org size, number of icons in there. Year-to-date transaction, right? So the productivity per agent, the count of the buyer units, count of the seller units. Got your chart breakdown here on the bottom, and then a quick summary, that makes for nice quick digestion or screenshots, and then your rev share numbers over here on the right. You can click into any of these tiles, and it'll pull up a detail report that you can kind of filter or export into Excel and manipulate any which way that you might want. But then another really interesting thing for those in the attraction side of things is the offboarding overview. So not everybody knows this, but offboarding actually takes a pretty good while. And then there's a bit of a grace period to where if an agent does offboard from your org, sees that the grass wasn't greener on the other side, or they were sold a bill of goods, we'll just say that could happen. You can get them back inside of a grace period. So this kind of gives you a little bit of a kind of an overview of targets to hit up and make sure that they're sure about that decision. See if you can change their minds, and hopefully there's not too many agents in that offboarding overview for you in your org, but it does happen, and we want to make sure that you have the tools to know who to target, to who to talk to. That ends up being a really powerful tool, like I said. So there's a lot to dig into in my eXp, and we could probably spend several calls just on this. But for those of you that haven't really dug into it since the 3.0 release, I suggest you just get in there and click around. It should be pretty easy to use, but there's a chat in here as well that you just click this need help button if you run into any trouble or if you have any questions. And there's people that can help you all the time with this at the expert care desk or wherever else, or you can just message me even if need be. I'll get you pointed in the right direction. But there's just a lot to dig into. There's just a lot of extreme powerful sort of tools at your fingertips here now with this. This is really it's become one of the best in the industry. Kind of all in one tools. So just, one more sort of view of it here. You've even got the ability to take a DISC assessment, which can really, help you get to know yourself and also those in your org. So this is pretty neat too. So it says once somebody takes a DISC assessment, so if you have a rev share group that, that you can get in touch with, you can encourage them to take the DISC assessment, and then you'll see as an upline partner the disc results from your for everybody in your rev share group. So pretty cool, because not only can the disc assessment help you get to know yourself, of course, that can really help anybody in your upline, sort of know how to best motivate you, or how to sort of like what you value, you can imagine. So that's a really exciting thing. We're trying to get as many agents to take that as possible. Helps us too understand, who's out there, who's our audience, who's our customers. How can we best help you? How can we best motivate, and get you excited about things? So it just helps us make sure we're working on the right things. It'll help you motivate your rev share group, like I said. And then the other cool thing is this upline partner quick view. Your upline, that's your partner. That's your team. So you can very quickly now just obviously see them, but then one click contact them right from here. Most of them in real life will have the phone icon too, if their phone number is in enterprise, which almost everybody's is. You'll be able to just one click call them too, right? Right from there if you've got a question, or if anybody can help. That's just another really cool thing.
Yeah, quick question for you, sir. On the earnings tab,
Sure.
I know you guys were genius in creating the ability to get paid now for rev
Oh
share.
yeah, that's a huge one.
Now, what percentage of agents have actually used that? Do we know?
Yes, actually, a lot. Let me, goodness, yeah. A massive amount, millions and millions of dollars in rev share has been paid out
Right.
using that pay now. So
And
let me
share with
try
people
to,
if they haven't seen it.
sorry?
I was saying that I'm sure there's probably quite a few agents that still don't even know that exists, right? So
It's true. That's what's so amazing about it. I'm trying to find, I've got that in a chat here somewhere. Just like a quick cursory try to find it. I'll see if I can by the end of this call. If not, I'll circle back, but it's an impressive number. And yeah, that's a great call out. That was part of this release too, is the pay now button. So you don't have to wait till rev share day to get your rev share. You can click that absolutely anytime. And there have been payments like, $60, and then there's been payments over $1 million that people have gotten from that. Just click pay now. I would like that money now, and that will sort of calculate your rev share and pay it out right then and there. Just as if it was rev share day. So it's pretty amazing. And then you can continue to accrue the rest of the rev share for the rest of the month until rev share day. But you can press it once a day too if you want. It's a really, really cool feature. Again, just amazing. Kind of first in the industry kind of thing. So my eXp 3.0 is just absolutely loaded, like I said. So this is a big thing. Yeah, a lot of agents have been asking for this sort of thing. All of these features that get built in here, and really anything that we work on comes from the feedback that we see in agent NPS reports. So whenever you all get those things, if you could just take a few minutes to fill them out. That is how we know what to work on. That's how we know where you're feeling, the pain or whatever from, like another brokerage is starting to work on this. We keep tabs really closely on what the other brokerages are working on already, but just to make sure we stay ahead. But just in case there's something, it's hard to know sometimes. Well, what's in, we know they're working on that. Our agents really excited about it or not? And that's where we hear about that stuff. So, so this is pretty cool. Any agents that, that were in your attraction target list that, eXp wasn't their best choice because of whatever. If sometimes some of that stuff is now out. In something like this, when you have a release as big as my eXp 3.0. So I encourage you to click around in there. I think that you'll find it pretty useful for your day-to-day. I think you can get just a really good visibility on what is happening in your business here. And you might find some opportunity as a result. You may discover some training in here that you didn't know about. You may You may see something you like or needs attention in your rev share group. There's just a lot of magic in here, and very, very powerful tool. So encourage you to dig into that, as soon as you can, and just let us know if you have any questions or feedback. Yeah, so we're listening on that one. So okay, let me go back here now and see if we can't get this to work. There we go. Okay. Oh, actually had another screen I forgot about. So this is the notification view. This is not that exciting to look at, right? This is just notifications. But let me tell you, the cool thing about this is that all of our emails are, I'm sure, just exploding all the time. Very hard to keep up with our emails. The notification feature is, it just helps to sort of reduce that worry, because the key notifications from your business are here in the notification view now. Right. So like if somebody from your rev share group becomes an FLQA, well, that's the only notification we're showing here. But if one becomes not an FLQA, right? If somebody enters the offboarding pipeline, all of that stuff ends up here. If you're getting closer to icon status, if you're if you've just capped, right, all that stuff ends up here in the notification view, which is just great. It should really help. Again, as we go into the future, and we're all using more tools, there's just no way to keep up with notifications like that, transactional emails. It's just impossible. So we're trying to sort of centralize that for you and make that a bit easier. Okay, Luna. So Luna, this was a really cool project that we launched at the Shareholder Summit about a year and a half ago, little over, or almost a year and a half ago. The idea of it, and I'm talking about old news right now, because just as background, because Luna 2 is here now. But Luna 1, just in case you missed it, was our first project with OpenAI to bring a EXP specific chatbot into our ecosystem. So it's inside of Workplace. You can start a conversation with it, and Luna 1 was able to help you with tech support, limited information about different programs, how Icon works. If you have questions about generalized questions about rev share and how do I get to tier 4, tier 5, that sort of stuff, so on and so forth. That was Luna 1. It was the first in the industry. Very, very, cool product. But yeah, as time moves on in AI, every day probably things like quickly move to the obsolete side. So we've just released Luna 2. This is something that hasn't been widely announced yet, so you're getting a bit of a sneak peek and inside info here. But Luna 2 is fully revolutionary. It's still going through its final training. That's why we haven't announced it to the agents yet. But in the meantime, we did submit it for some awards. It became a finalist for the Inman Innovator Awards and Best Use of AI category without even a news article about it yet. So it's an extremely powerful AI-powered tool that's at your fingertips. It does so much. It's a little bit potentially overwhelming, but we've got a prompt cheat sheet for you that I can send out. But in a nutshell, to use it, you just go in your Workplace chat, search for, you start a new conversation, like as if you were going to start a conversation with me. Do new chat, type in Luna AI, and you'll see Luna AI. You click on it, and you can start chatting. So it supports all 24 EXP countries. It supports any language you want to speak to it in. It can help you with all sorts of program and tech support and anything else that you might imagine. So everything that Luna 1 did, but is connected to lots of different EXP systems now. So you can find out what your next rev share check is. You can ask information about your broker, your mentees, your onboarding pipeline, your transactions in flight, sort of open transactions. It has a new concept called Luna Apps. So if you want to simulate a negotiation strategy for on behalf of a buyer, so let's say you've got a buyer, you're going to make an offer on 123 Main Street. Of course, we know that you can make any sort of different negotiation strategy. You've got your low ball, you've got your come in high, but first and final, you've got all these different things. You can ask Luna to run an AI simulation, and Luna will ask you for some of the details about the transaction, what you know about the seller motivation, what the comps go for, how long it's been on the market, so on and so forth. And then it'll come back with simulated negotiation strategies, how many rounds each one would have gone for, and then it'll suggest the best one for you. So kind of cool, pretty cool thing, I think, to show to your buyers that we're not guessing here. We're using AI to potentially get you the best possible deal. You can get an open door cash offer initial range from Luna. So if you've got a property, you want to, for whatever reason, you're close to getting that listing. Maybe you've just gotten that listing. Maybe it's a listing that's been on the market for a long time. You can just go in Luna and ask it for an open door eligibility check and cash offer range. So it'll put in 123 Main Street. It'll ask you some information about the property type and stuff like that. And then it'll say, yeah, this property is eligible, or no, that property is not eligible. But if it is, it'll say, open door preliminary offer range is X to Y. If you want to narrow that down or continue down that process, click this link and it'll bring you into Express Offers, which is another very powerful tool we have here at eXp. So on top of that, a number of different productivity boosts inside of there. You can use it to help you strategize social media campaigns, actually create your social media posts, blog topics, full blog posts, keyword-rich ad copy, whatever the case, or keyword-rich blog copy, ad copy separately, all kinds of different things. Really, really very cool product. It is only possible for us to do this because of our enterprise partnership that we now have with OpenAI. So this is, again, something that really can't be copied. It can be imitated, but it can't be copied. So next thing I want to just touch on is the instant cash offer. And I just started to touch on this because Luna helps with this now too. But inside Express Offers, which is a product that was actually my first project here at eXp 5.5 years ago, but very new development, is a partnership that Leo made with Open Door. So we're the first and only brokerage to have this, but a direct Open Door integration inside of our own iBuyer platform, which is Express Offers. They built an API for us to use. Nobody else uses it yet. We help them create it. And it's just an awesome thing. So it's a really abbreviated property submission process. It's like a quick wizard. It takes about 5 minutes to submit a property. You don't need photos. You don't need to go through the certification process for Express Offers. You just go to expressoffers.com, click login. It'll use your Okta login, and then you'll be in, and you can submit a property for a instant open door offer right then and there. Very, very cool. It's quite a thing, actually. So if you there's a lot of different sort of ways to use that, but if you've got a seller, they're on the fence, like I said, the property's been on the market a long time, whatever the case may be, if they want to try this, there's really very little commitment on their part, or even on your part. It takes 5 minutes and then you get a cash offer. Really, really quite a cool thing. So that's that. eXp exclusives. This is something that launched, I believe, at the very beginning of this year, if I'm not mistaken, but has really started to take off. Let me grab the stats on this. So eXp exclusives, it's a private marketplace. So for sellers that are just not ready to go all in with a traditional listing with showings and getting the place ready and so on and so forth. Again, maybe it's a property that that is exclusive, and they don't want just everybody coming through. They don't want pictures on the MLS. We've got eXp exclusives. It's powered by a partnership with a company called Zenlist. Very cool piece of software. that powers this, and it's been gaining traction. The cool thing about this is that this is a reason for a buyer to come to you, to come to eXp, because they cannot get these listings anywhere else. They're off-market listings, basically. So there's more than 16,000 agents have used it now. 15,500 of them are in the US. There's 1,653 active exclusives right now. So 1,600 plus properties can only be purchased through eXp. They need to engage with an eXp buyer agent to get those. So pretty powerful stuff. Average list price is up there. It's $885,000. So it's some really nice stuff in there. This is a really cool product. Only we have this. This is another thing, by the way. Sure, other companies have exclusive listing programs, but the bigger your company is, the bigger the network is, the more powerful this becomes. So this is something, again, that could be imitated, but not copied, right? This is something that you need to be big. You know, the bigger the network, the better this works. This is a true network effect type of product. So really, really quite exciting. Again, this is just something like you've got to be on Team eXp to be able to make this work. So pretty neat. And then kind of a look ahead. You know, what this is kind of a look into my day-to-day. What's next? Right, there's a lot happening in our industry. There's you know, the whole chessboard is kind of shaken up, which creates quite a bit of opportunity. You know, as a silver lining. Not to mention that it coinciding with this explosion in AI power and accessibility. So I am always out there looking ahead. I'm reading up on tons of new products every single day. I'm getting demos from new companies and startups and big companies like Google and OpenAI and Databricks and Palantir, companies like that, looking to do partnerships and applying their, you know, very powerful resources into you know, what we have here. And at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is find competitive advantages and opportunities before some little startup kind of comes and becomes a thorn in our side. Because if we discover that and we you know, arm the agents with these new tools, then it becomes a no-brainer to be here at eXp, and it becomes easier for you to kind of navigate these, you know, sort of uncharted waters that we're in. And that's really those are the solutions we're trying to find. So, and there's a lot out there right now. There's a lot, you know, to be done. So what's kind of cool about this is that eXp is fully committed to it. Right. This is like my whole job is just looking at this stuff. We're looking at how parallel industries, other, you know, non-real estate industries are using some of this new stuff, this new tech. And then we can say like, wow, is there a real estate application to that? And we can kind of take that and a lot of times there are. So the role that I'm in used to just be a part of what our old CTOs and CIOs used to do, right? There's like the kind of, well, we've got to keep the core systems like Enterprise and the Join app and My eXp and stuff like that. That stuff's got to keep going and keep also iterating and getting better. But it has become and should be, if you're committed to, you know, to growing and not being complacent, it needs to be a full-time thing. And that's what I get to do here. And that's I take it seriously. So I love it. It's fun, but it's crucial too. I want to make sure that we you know, we're Netflix and not Blockbuster. You know, so anyway, that's that. Obviously AI is a huge part of that. The agent network, you heard me mention that a couple times, things that leverage the fact that we are the largest single brokerage in the country and really the world. That means we've got the most agents, the largest network, the most amount of data being generated. That gives us a lot of advantages. Anything that leverages that, where like the more the better, that's the stuff where we win and we cannot be copied. So I love those sort of things. And then also just another look ahead, enhanced global presence in general. EXP is doing just sort of again a sneak peek. This is not something that's been announced, so just kind of for this group here, but there are new websites coming. There's new exprealty.com, new exprealty.ca, enhancements in the global referral tool, a little bit of potentially some branding and imaging tweaks, just some very cool things here. We want to make sure that we we look good and you look good. So that's it's another kind of sneak peek. So that's happening. This is kind of what I was already talking about, and that's really it. I know we're sort of right up against it here, so leave a little time for some questions here. If anybody's got one, you can kind of just jump in. I see Conrad's got your hand up there.
Go ahead, Conrad.
Unless you're just giving me a high five. Yeah, I can't.
No. Well, yeah, yes. Thank you, Seth. There is a high five there too. So,
all right.
but I love being with this regulatory transition that we have with all of our forms now and everything else. Before this, I really loved the KV Core open house tool because people sign in and just goes directly into my CRM. Just, I don't know if it's a suggestion or maybe if you're working on something like this, because you talked about integration with other tools, API with Open Door, etc. So is there a way that we can develop something or EXP as a company that integrates those regulatory forms and automatically puts it into our CRM through KV Core in a seamless fashion? Because what I will say is this, at the open house, is that I hosted this weekend, I could tell people were like, oh, another form, another this, another that. And I think we can definitely as a company separate ourselves from the competition to say, hey, this is easy, sign in here, and it just fulfills all the requirements.
That's a great call. I like that. Because are you saying that you're getting the buyer broker agreement signed for every open house attendee? Is that?
Well, I mean, didn't really have a whole lot of buyer, unrepresented buyers come in.
Yeah.
But still people signed in that had, representation.
Got it.
On there. So
got it. Yeah.
So just
yeah,
I guess that's also one to add in, make it easy for the consumer, so that they don't have to be like, oh geez, I'm doing this and I'm here for 2 minutes just to get into an open house. I think a lot of people are going to be turned away in this transition.
Great. Yeah, that's a great call out. I like that, Conrad. Let me yeah, that's a great one. Let me chat with the the team that builds KV Core IRE and see what they've got planned on there, and see if maybe there's an opportunity for us to do something too. But I like that idea of kind of easing that friction a little bit, making it a little less weird for the for the buyers, and just make it feel a little more streamlined.
And as every agent that's chiming in agrees with me, you got 6 seconds to make an impression.
Totally.
So thank you for all your work.
Thank you. Yeah, this is fun.
Outstanding. Hey team, let's if you got questions, we got 2 minutes left. Fire away, short question, and we'll do a little blitz really quick.
Yeah.
We'll have something for Seth. Seth, I do have a question if anybody doesn't. As it relates to ZenList, is there an IDX feed that us as agents can pull for our own websites for that data?
So there's not, and here's why, actually. So you have to invite a customer into that special portal. That's what kind of makes it all work rules wise. And the cool thing about that is that it's some real perceived value there for you as a as a professional, as a real estate professional, right? So if somebody wants to get access to that, they can't just come to your site and see it. Like you could put that on your site. Like we've got more than 1,600 other listings that you don't see here. get with me and I'll, whatever, don't say get with, whatever the language is, but you sort of, can get them access, right? You can get them behind that velvet rope. But it's invite only.
I love
So,
it.
you
Love
get
the
to invite them.
exclusivity. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, team. We got time for one last question.
And if you can't think of anything, that's cool. Everybody, you can reach out to me on Workplace Chat anytime or email me there at that.
Hi, Joseph. Hi, Joseph. Hi, Seth.
Hello.
I do have a question regarding the send list. I've been trying to use it, and it seems like we can use only one member, or we can have one buyer, one invitation sent. And other than that, we have to sign up for $39 per month. Is that correct, or maybe I'm doing something wrong?
No, that's that doesn't sound right. Reach out to Letty, let me reach out to the team and find out about that. But you can also reach out to Expert Care anytime. They'll help you with that, right? So that's Expert Care at exprealty.com. And they can help you with anything.
Yes, because I've been trying the whole week,
yeah.
and it seems like I can just have one invitation out.
And there are a few different ways to use Zenlist, but it doesn't sound. I think that you should be able to get more than one invitation. So let me ask around for you, just because I now know the question. But aside from that, in the future, if anybody, you can always reach out to Expert Care. It's a tier 1 support. So like any question you have about eXp, just send it there and they'll direct it to the right people for you. So you don't have to track anyone down.
All right. Thanks.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Yeah, great question, Letty. And
great
all questions, team, like that Luna AI will shift you in the right direction. Quick, easy reference. You can find that on Workplace. But just to summarize this call, we want to be respectful of your time, Seth. Thank you so much for joining us on this.
Thanks for having me.
With Dream Chasers. Absolutely love everything that you and the leadership team are doing for us as agents, and we'd love to bring you back, my brother, when another time permits.
I'd love to be here anytime. I absolutely love doing these things. It's fun, and anybody, just feel free to reach out to me anytime. I love hearing from agents. It helps me know if we're working on the right stuff, and understand the pain points, and yeah, it's great. So again, thanks for having me. This is a blast.
Thanks again, Seth. All right, Dream Chasers, guys, thank you for tuning in today. Next week, actually, in remembrance of Memorial Day, or what day is it? We're Labor Day, right? We got Labor Day coming up. Is that the holiday? Yes.
Labor Day.
Labor Day. There we go. For all you hard workers, we got Labor Day on Monday, so we will not have a mastermind next week. We'll follow up next week. You guys stay tuned. Have an amazing week. Go out there and crush it. And we'll fire away. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you both so much.
Bye, team.
Thank you, Joseph.
Very welcome.
Thank you.